Yeah, assalamu alaikum badin Gambian Kolo. Assalamu alaikum badin democracy Karolalo. This is Nyabali of Radio International Mega 12. Here in Gibraltar, we crisscross down to Spain, Italy, and Malta. Badin Gambian Kolo be laptop can join the long listed debate. Mumbeki Gambia Kunanin Gambia Bantala. Regarding one of the senior female police officers in the Gambia in the name of Binta Njie Jatta, the former police PRO of the Republic of the Gambia. And Njie suffering Facebook also and in TikTok also moli for different places and in the social media the platforms. Mpanafunda kanda dunjeto as a media fraternity, as a media uncle. Molialanko ika West African zone jube and in other important issues that affects human life. The radio is not only for political issues, but sometimes, mainly it is for defense of justice, human rights, dignity, and reality. Marino, you see, we have to be very neutral and we have to be very honest as far as journalism is concerned. Yeah, the individuals can go on their political rights and their civic rights to talk about what has happened to Binta Njie. But we all know that as citizens of the Gambia, we need to be very careful with the way and manner in which we talk about issues. But in as much as our fundamental human rights are established and guaranteed by the Constitution of the Gambia, so, and also as human beings, fonga funti nga defense ke maybe defense financial banang, you make sure that you are on the right path. Watuma having listened to over 1,000 audios, over 1,000 audios in different groups, different social groups in the Gambia, TikToks, over 1,000 reactions and audios. Out of more than 1,000, we can only safely say that out of the more than 1,000 audios and videos, is only 0.5% of the people who condemn Binta Njie. That means 99% of the Gambians and the West Africans who actually are talking about this issue are all with Binta Njie Jatta, the former PRO of police. You see, people make their opinions and people are right. They are entitled to their opinions. But what is right is what is right. What is wrong is what is wrong. At this juncture, the Gambia police force is wrong. The Gambia police force under the current IGP, Mr. Ture, they are wrong. And they have wronged this lady at all costs. Because the Gambia police force, under the criminal code, Article 15 of the Gambia's security code, but police code, I would say, discipline, honesty, impartiality, justice, democracy, rule of law, defense of civilian rights and properties. That is what it says. Apart from that, there is no clause, no section, no cap or no code in the police code that can penalize Binta Njie for what she has said. Binta was very clear. Binta said, I am not speaking as a police officer. I am speaking as a citizen of the Gambia. That is guaranteed by Chapter 3 of the laws of the Gambia. In fact, if you look at Chapter 3, laws of the Gambia, citizenship by birth, Binta does not claim Gambian citizenship through descendants or descents, through marriage, nationalization or naturalization, you call it, dual citizenship, deprivation of citizenship, or to be determined as a gypsy. Binta is none of this. Binta does not fall under any of these things. Binta falls under Chapter 3, Section 1, Subsection 1, that says citizenship by right. Citizenship by right. Binta is a born and bona fide Gambian. And whether she is a uniform, there is no section in the Gambian constitution that I have before me here, this book. There, 1997 Constitution, there is no section in this which says a police officer or a service personnel should not talk about something that jeopardizes the rights and then can cause security threats in the country. There is no section in this book. Let's look at this volume 4, Laws of the Gambia. This one also. Let's go to volume 4, chapter 17, code 5, code 6 and 7. All talked about freedom, democracy, defense of the civic and fundamental rights in the country. Now, let's go back to volume 17, Laws of the Gambia. Mario, if you don't know, you don't know, but if you know, you should say about, if you talk about it. Let's look at Article 17 of the Criminal Code, Laws of the Gambia. 1789. Let's look at Article 14. Here it says, every Gambian is entitled to his or her fundamental human rights. Anything that can create tension in the country, I'm now paraphrasing, that can create tension in the country, if it can be avoided through words, through actions, it should be done by every and sundry. I paraphrase. Now, let's look at volume 16, Laws of the Gambia. This was 1908, Laws of the Gambia, page 273. Now, read this also. Let's look at it. It is saying, any individual or individuals who wants to breach the peace of the nation should be cautioned by the responsible authorities. This is quote and unquote. Now, having caught all these books of the Gambia, Laws of the Gambia, I would specialize myself, I would garrison myself to the Laws of the Gambia 1997 now. Chapter 3, Chapter 4, Protection of Fundamental Rights and Freedoms. Now, let's look at Chapter 3, Chapter 4, and then we look at Chapter 5. All this, I will not have to go into all this, because if I want to go into it, it's going to be a lecture. Look, IGP, the way and manner you did in the case of Binta and Njie, we think is wrong. Legally, it is not correct. You see, you are a brother, and we think you are a nice gentleman who should know your limitations and who should know the laws of the Gambia. You cannot be IGP without studying law, without knowing laws of the Gambia. It's not possible. I don't think it's possible. If it happens, well, I'm mesmerized that it happens. You see, Binta spoke as a citizen, dutiful citizen. She wrote as a citizen, dutiful citizen. Binta is now under what you call threat, security threat in the Gambia, because everybody is talking about Binta. Binta said she has children. They are very young. And her husband is a very docile, somebody, very silent and responsible person. Binta is as responsible as, I don't know what to even say. So now, if you call Binta for questioning, for what she wrote on her Facebook, or whatever, wherever she might have written these things, because she this clicks on different platforms. We are telling IGP, there are many ways. Binta is a lady, and the first female PRO in the Gambia, for that matter. If Binta wrongs the security, Binta wrongs the authorities, Binta could have been called by yourself, nobody else. Binta, look, we think you have done this, but you know, as a police officer, when something happens, you have to avert it, you have to avoid it. Even if it touches you, let's follow the due process of the law. Report it to your superiors. We look into it critically and take actions. But IGP, you went to an extent. Earlier invite, not only one person. Earlier invite to ask her. It's like interrogation. Not partially that, but then it's like interrogation. It's a lady, female officer, a mandinka, a married woman. The joys of motherhood is being deprived of Binta. You are telling Binta not to act and not to talk. You want to garrison her, prison her, cowboy her into her own territory that you wish her to be. We think that is not correct. Binta e mumfo, Binta mantanafo, Binta e mumvo. Binta kore ko. Amanyankela because it's a threat to security. Binta is a trained and professional officer. Binta Elua Karang, I think one of our interviews, she is a criminologist. It's a landed college. A landed college for that matter. By police doko almost we can say. Yeah. All these services you are telling us that Binta does not know her job. Binta is a citizen. She's not in uniform, she's not a PRO. She said it outright. Amandiamo police neona. Adiamo as a citizen of Kiang, and she has rights. But I move from Binta Alpha name. Not only Binta Alpha, I even Adambaro IGP, Alamuniango, they all went there and do Lamin Tamuel, many other people who Fabu Saranyon, those people who are from Kiang. I bear Alpha name. But no wonder, but Fabu himself was there insulting his own parents on their face. So we will not be surprised if a rank and file from nowhere can come out and insult Fabu's parents. Fabu join him to insult his own parents. That is actually a sad thing, a sad moment for Fabu to accept such. Look, Fabu, you could have gone there, do your campaign civilizely. NPPA, this and this and this. Give your excuses. But don't go on to intimidating your own fathers and your mothers, your brothers and sisters, your wives and husbands, and it's not done. Binta ko almanya alfa nenna almanya alfa nenna talkless of alfa. I am an officer, but I will condemn it outright with my tongue and my pen. Is what she did. Is there any crime to call Binta because of that? Just Latin. Come on, Binta, be as firm as a northern star. Be as constant and be rocky as the rock of Gibraltar. Ibeto nyalekam kana give up. Ya move ya fole ala kana fo bali ya fi Binta. You see, moment before you say something, before you do something, you have to calculate very well. Mohammed Kante took a bold decision, or made a very bold decision, that he was going to see his brother, life or death. He went to see the brother, and he was arrested, detained, in uniform, in cells for that matter. A senior officer who once cleaned the ashes of the then IGP to make him what he becomes. Aliya Jamfa. No wonder Kante is a Mandinka. Njie, then PRO, is a Mandinka. The current PRO, Njie, is a Mandinka. And the PRO, Binta Njie, is a Mandinka. And the current PRO, Sisao, is a Mandinka. Sisao, don't be surprised if you are king in a fence plus a fence, and you'll be used against your own tribe. If that happens, I will not be surprised that you'll be reprimanded and you may lose your service. So be very careful, be very tactful, be very careful. I think you are a very sober young boy, so be very mindful of what they are saying, what they are doing. Towards any tribe in the Gambia, don't do it. Because we are getting records of all these criminal actions against our individuals, our citizens. But you people and us, this is the type of non-curate, insignificant issues that we all fought against. We all said no to it against Yaya Jammeh. Now, President Adambaro is doing the same thing. I left can corroborate, can collaborate, can support to give him all the weapons to fight against tribes, to bring tribalism. But no wonder, ikoniaje maninkolo ko ngamansa do ikoniaje fulani ba ko jango e yaha heko wallahi wananika fulaba kaya ko sambira hikola wana afo. We are traveling. That means the dunia of Sawanda Katamale. I am where Alfalela. Adambaro stood upright less than even 6 months here. Adambaro as a president is insinuating tribalism in the Gambia. That is not correct. As a president, as a leader, you don't do that. Talk to people. You can show your frustrations, your anger, but in a very civilized way as a politician. But you are not a politician. Mulki advice wana. Wale be ndika Adambaro. Polisolu alikana song. Ikali use. Fale mangame police force deba. Almangame national army deba. Guinea. Gambia National Army, responsible, civilized, organized, structured professionals. From Yajame's time 2016, Kanabura Saina, Mobuga Sojara Kumumwe. Because they have learned from their mistakes. Police, why can't you learn from the mistakes of the soldiers? You could have done that. Or I kind more threatening, because at least family, you have big families, and you go home and join your families. Alkana more intimidate, Alkana more harass. It is very bad to do that, because now like it will backfire, it will bomb on you. Those of you they will use against your own tribesmen or tribesmen. These people will go one day, they will leave you there. They all have European residents, they all have American residents. Their wives are from America, Sweden, other countries in the world. England. They have resident permit there. When he says pum pum in the Gambia, they all escape and leave you there in the mess. So more not live with police kanya malu alikana songala. Binta, no wonder Binta refused to be used by people. Binta, we will stand by you whether you like it or not. Nganyin tilimbali ala kele Gambia kono Binta Njie. So niko motilo modole fele whether you like it or not, people are going to stand by you and will defend you, because ibeto nyalaka. Ni tilimbali ake mo de fasaladi. But you are all right, Binta. We will support you. We will give you all our might, all our strength, and all our resources to back you and defend you. If you want to go to court with the Gambia police force or Gambia security force, let's go to court. People will contribute $1, €1, £1, $1. We will contribute everything. Those monies we are going to use to defend you in the court of law. But we are saying stand by the truth and die by the truth. Truth shall make you free. But I defend. Yes, police political. Binta, in fact, in her statement, there is not a single letter or word or phrase in her statement. Binta talks about politics. Nendru Alfbina is an officer. And you see, these volumes, let me just reference again. Volume 17, page 202, Laws of the Gambia. Every citizen is an officer. Imafo to be wearing uniform. Every citizen is an officer. Every citizen should be a beautiful person. That is to say, number paraphrase here is to say, sorry, let me put this here. Every citizen, good citizen, I mean, you should be informative, educated, and if you see something that is threat to the nation, you should talk about it. So when the police are doing their work, civilians come out and then condemn the people who are trying to insinuate violence in the country. And a police personnel also who is a mother, a wife, a sister, an officer, for that matter, a unit officer in the Gambia Police Force. Ako amanyankela aliya kumani wala ka question ka malundi lafta ka malundi. We think that's not correct. Or IGP, we are saying that's not correct. But before I end this, I will conjure all government politicians to come out and then make a statement on Binta's issue. Mafo question me can initiate violence in the country, but Binta consider her professional skills, her level as a woman, her tribe as a Mandinka. Because Binta is a Mandinka, no wonder. Some are used to spy and intimidate her. IGP, you are a Mandinka. Don't take a knife and stab yourself. Mafia tribe fasa. Mafia si fasa si. Don't defend any tribe against any tribe. But what you can do is, when it's needed, do it. But in a very professional way. People say you are a professional officer. Mafia police, national police, but as immigration officer, you know a lot about documents. You know about, I think you should know about human beings. Such things you don't have to go into it. So every genuine political leader in the Gambia should come out and join their voices to this in this case, so that we all defend righteousness. This is the type of issues we fought against. All of us, all the political parties, UDP, PDOIS, NRP, GDC, Independent, GMC, NCP, PPP, GAIB, I don't know what. You know, all these political parties in the Gambia, 8 political parties, 8. including the independent, we all came together to fight against the common enemy, Yaya Jammeh, because of the bad things he was doing in the Gambia. So I knew Gambia concern. We are all leaving this thing go because some would not talk about it because it's Maninka case. But look, this is not because ladies are Maninka, I say, but this is not Maninka issue. Huh? This is Gambia. This has to do with justice, freedom, and democracy. More being in the Finland, you've been done ya support. Now, when condemn the action, Yemunkala is not correct. If Binta is wrong, then there are ways to correct Binta. But it's not the way to invite Binta as a notorious criminal. Marching order to the IGP's office, deprimanding her, blaming her, speaking in a way that is like you are intimidating and harassing her. That is not correct. So we are advising all political leaders to come out and then give Binta their support. And also, every Gambian should condemn these type of actions against our female officers, more especially police. Police are doing great job in the Gambia. You and I can go to bed because the police are there. Army, you can go to bed because the police are in the streets. Politicians, you can go to bed because the police are in the streets. If those police are not respected by themselves or by their superiors, and these superiors, they will go home and sleep. And while they are sleeping with their families and their children, these police officers would guide them. The whole night, they don't sleep, defending them. Now, there is something that is being tribalized. Binta shouldn't have talked about that. But me Binta na alfa nai. I ki uncle nai. Atel Bama na alfa man nai. Binta kanofu. Binta is a good citizen. Binta, bravo for condemning somebody who wants to bring problem in the country. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.